you'll stop procrastinating after this video. And let's be honest, we're first, like literally first generation on earth who faced these huge distractions around us. And I believe that the most important and useful skill nowadays is learn how to get things done despite all of these distractions. In the next few minutes, I'll show you how our brain tricks us to procrastinate and how in a few small steps we can get out of it. In this video, firstly, we will tear apart the concept of procrastination. In the second part, I will explain the reasons why we feel that we need to procrastinate in the first place. And thirdly, I will give small, simple tricks how to get out of procrastination once and for all. To explain the concept of procrastination, I will use a few balls. You have a task. And right after realizing that you need to get this task done, you will feel like, okay, I will lie a bit and I will scroll a bit social media. So this is a procrastination ball. And after few hours or days, you'll face the consequences. Oh no, I feel so bad. I procrastinated so much and I have this deadline. I feel so stressed out and I feel so disappointed of myself. So this is a stressful ball. And the idea is that having this task done and getting distracted is so close to each other and the consequences so far away that our brain immediately connects that having huge task and just laying down and scrolling a bit, it's not such a big deal. It's actually a relief. I like it. I felt stressed. I decided to let it go, do the video gaming, and our brain finds it difficult to connect this far away event which happened in hours or days. And this is a trick because our brain is programmed to keep the discomfort away from you at this moment. Our brain lives at the moment. And if at the moment we feel so good, so relieved, and because this consequences event is so far away, for our brain, this is a good stuff, like releasing the tension, the discomfort right away, now, at this moment. So it creates a habit. So even if we feel this bad feeling and decide, okay, next time I will not do this to myself, I will do the task straight away. And every time it's getting harder and harder, if you have a task and you release the tension, the discomfort straight away, you're creating even stronger habit. And when your work projects are being procrastinated, it's fine. You feel these bad feelings, but you have a result. I had a task, I procrastinated, I felt bad, like, look at me, I'm working all night, but still we have a result. Because with work, we have a boss, we have responsibilities, we have a salary we depend on, so we usually get stuff done. But the most harmful procrastination effect is that it affects so badly our own dreams, projects, and everything that is important to us. When we have our dream or an idea, we are using a habit. Okay, I will rest a bit, I will scroll a bit, and then we face the consequences. No, I feel so bad. I didn't do this project. No, no, no. And the result is not here. Here again, we're using this escaping mechanism. Okay, I will rest a bit and I will move back to the idea I have. And this creates a circle. So we have an idea, we procrastinate a bit, we have these consequences. Oh no, I don't have a project yet. And we again escaping this feeling and have this circle on and on and on. And actually the result is not in the circle. So the most harmful side effect of procrastination is not getting your stuff done, your projects, your dreams. Let's dive in 5 reasons why this task feel heavy, why we have to lay down and process it a bit. The first reason, of course, is fear. I mean, it's so basic. We fear that we're not good enough, this task is so big, we know how much hours it will take. And what stops me out of my fear is stories of these elderly people who said that I wanted this so badly, but I was so afraid, and now I really regret it. When you feel fear, maybe you'll try to remember that regret of not doing it, of not taking the risk, sometimes is heavier than have a bit of fear, which is normal. We all have a fear of something new, of something big, and maybe instead of saying yourself, I'm afraid, you can say that it's just new. I just don't know really how to do that. And I will figure it out. The second reason is perfectionism. So we tend not to start at all if we know that we cannot do it perfectly at the first or second attempt. And we're just telling ourselves, I'm not ready yet. I will just rest a bit and I will be ready. And then I start. I have this absolutely amazing meme explaining how perfectionists actually think. And we have the scale of perfectionism. And as you can see, we have at 100% is just good. And this perfect so far away, it doesn't even have the criteria. What is it to be perfect? And this is the ideal explanation of what it really costs to be a perfectionist. That you never actually can, firstly, reach this perfect state of whatever you're doing. And secondly, you don't even really know what is it. You kind of have the criteria, but if you really tried, by the way, doing your best and perfect, when you reach these criterias you put in your head, you understand that it's still not good enough. So this scale of perfect is never achievable. When you come here, you always like, okay, I can do even better and better. And on this scale, when you have a criterias of perfect and you do this, when you reach it, you will think that this is just good. And this new perfect scale is somewhere again far away. The third reason of procrastination is when we feel that the task is too big. I mean, if we have a task to renovate the apartment, it is so huge. And of course, you will feel overwhelmed. I don't know what to do. It is so much. And here, a small trick is just to decompose the task. Yeah, you need to sit down one time, decomposing, setting the task for every day, and getting it smaller and smaller. What I mean is to renovate the apartment is huge, but to choose the kitchen tiles, it's kind of okay. It is achievable, it is manageable. The fourth reason is just you're not in your best physical shape. If you're not sleeping well, if you're not eating well, your physical being is not really well, not at the perfect state. What do we expect? We don't have the energy, we don't have the power. Of course, we're like, I need a rest. I cannot deal with it. It is too big. I need a rest a bit. And then when I feel the stress, I will do the task. I will have the result, but please give me the rest. So when your body is not rested well enough, it is actually not procrastination, it is resting. And the last reason why we tend to procrastinate is that you're just not into it. And this reason actually the most healthy one. When we don't feel interested, we're like, okay, I will do this because I'm an adult, but let me just procrastinate a bit, gain my energy, and then I will do that. And actually, with these kind of reasons, we don't feel the guilt and shame that much because we didn't want to do that in the first place. This reason is simple enough to understand, but if we want to get rid of the task we don't really like, it could be not that simple. And of course, here you just need to find energy and courage to fix it in your life. If you have a lot of tasks that you don't really like, uh, You just need to fix it. The main problem is to start. We have a task, and instead of starting, we just move somewhere else. This problem of starting, we can fix really simple. Firstly, is to have a deal with yourself that I will just do it for 5 minutes. You need to do the huge project done. Say to yourself, okay, I will firstly work for 5 minutes. If I'm done with it, I will stand up and just leave it. Usually, surprisingly, because it sounds so simple, but you're just getting stuff done. You just start and you felt okay. I mean, like you already started. Maybe you will work for 30 minutes or 40 or an hour, and you just step over this barrier of, I don't know how to start. I'm so afraid to start. Just give yourself a 5 minute. The second trick is to count 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 and just start. Sounds again so simple, but firstly try it, okay? Because it really works. But be careful, because if you already have a habit of having a task and then procrastinating, if you will repeat it with the counting backwards, you will just create a new habit of not getting stuff done. If you start counting backwards, please do stand up. Please do start the project you have. You need to create a new habit. When you say something to yourself, when you have an intention to do something, you really doing this. Please be careful with this technique. It is simple, but it is powerful, and it works so good when you already have a habit and you wanted to break it simply. More tricks for people who tend to do everything perfect. Again, the same scale. And as I told earlier, we have this perfect somewhere far away, not achievable. And when you start something new, of course, you tend to look to the perfect. But even good enough at this scale is already perfect. So maybe, just maybe, you would try to aim to okay, this 80, 75% on this scale. So you will really get stuff done if you will aim to okay in this scale. Secret formula. If you have the task, find out which is the first simple step you need to do. Write it down. Count 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Stand up or just start doing this. While you starting doing this, please turn off your phone, all your notifications. Multi-billion companies fighting for your attention, and what we can do to resist it. The simplest thing we can do is just to block all these distractions. Block your phone, block your notifications. If you have struggles and you really will be distracted, you know yourself, get an extension on your computer, on your phone, which will not allow you to enter certain applications or see the notifications. So please do it, because it is really difficult to resist all these big brains fighting for our attention. And when you start doing the task, set a timer for 15 minutes. If you're really struggling to start this time, do the 5 minutes, but 15, it is optimal for the beginners, because 25, it's could be too much. I mean, like 25 minutes of working. Oh my God, I will be scared and procrastinate again. 15, it's kind of compromise. After 15 minutes, please mark done on your first step. And next step, you decompose your task for the smallest steps you can even imagine. So the most important is to start, just do the first step, have this inspiration of getting things done. Actually, it's quite satisfying feeling. Then create a list of things you need to do in the smaller steps, not the huge ones, okay? And also a good trick to promise yourself after every other task or maybe a bunch of tasks, you will buy yourself something. For example, you need to buy a shampoo. You really want this shampoo. You can just postpone this purchase to the evening or the next day after doing this task. Because if we have a habit of procrastinating, maybe we just need to change this good feeling of relief with something good. I mean, I did this task and I have this really nice purchase I just made. So you need to be a bit more tricky and remember that our brain is just designed to protect us. Learning how to work with all these distractions, all this modern life, social media, and these banners and scrolling, it is hard, but it's so useful skill to have your focus and really getting things done. It is so fulfilling to really working on your projects, to not experiencing this kind of feelings because it's not like bad. It's just why to have it if you can just not have it. And for example, having a task, having something that you promised to yourself, a candy or ice cream or whatever, and having the result and just getting out of the system this feeling of, oh no, I'm stressed, I didn't do anything done, etc., etc. So you're just doing better to yourself, not to feeling this feeling, and just having fun, even if your later on life will look like this. You have a task, you have a result, no extra bonuses such as ice cream or something like that, and you have like only this. Imagine how simple it is to live like that, how not stressful this life is when you don't have these circles of shame and regret, for example, with your own projects, or when you don't have these feelings like that a lot, and when you don't have this much feelings around one small task, when you just have it and you're just getting it done, and all this mess is just not wasting your time, it's just out of your system. It is actually great. Thank you for watching. Let's train a bit how to prevent procrastination. Click the subscribe and like buttons and leave a comment of how do you prefer to procrastinate.